I was raised, women couldn't preach. You get divorced, you're going to hell on a slip and slide. Listen, I am crippled in my feelings and my emotions. God can't love me because where was he? And that's what the enemy wants us to do, Chrisette. The enemy wants us to question God because the enemy cannot take you out, so he's trying to wear you out.
This is your battle. I know you're about to come back better. God don't miss. You're ahead. This is it. Come back, sis.
I'm excited to see you. I am so humbled to be here.
Beautiful. Are you kidding me?
Trying to keep up with you, baby.
Yes.
What?
Girl,
I'm in my soft girl air.
duh. You look so cute.
Mwah. Man, you look fabulous.
So do you.
So
Always.
excited to be
You
here.
always. Thank you. I'm so excited to hear.
I'm proud of you, man. This is like going to be game changer for you.
Sis.
Like, you already do this. Like, even your little clips
You starting
online,
already? You starting already?
You're already ministering. Anyway, so this is just adding more bang to their blessing right here. Super proud of your yes. I don't even think you realize how powerful you are. I'm auntie. I can tell you these things.
I know.
So proud, Chrisette.
That's why I wanted you here. Because that's exactly what you are.
Yeah.
And it means so much how available you make yourself
Oh.
to women,
Yeah.
to people. I watch you on YouTube like a nerd. And I get so excited because, can I just say, I don't know if this is all right, and tell me if it is. You're so different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I'm watching like Lady Tony Robbins, like, get out of your freaking seat. I don't care what you've been through. We're gonna get through that. In your royal blue suit and your 6-inch heels.
I listen, I will tell you, Chrisette, I was raised in a preacher's home in a very strict religion. And I was raised, women couldn't preach. You get divorced, you're going to hell on a slip and slide. Listen.
These are bars.
You hear me?
Go to hell on a slip and slide.
On a slip and slide, like straight to hell.
Because you got divorced.
Yes. And I was the only one in my family that had ever been divorced. And I went through a divorce after 18 years of marriage in the public eye.
God.
And I've just always kind of never been scared. So whenever I did something and somebody told me I couldn't do something, I would just do it all the way. Like, I will figure this thing out after I fail.
On which side of life were you like that?
I was like that. Actually, both. You know, like at 41 years old, I preached my first sermon after I'd lost my 18-year marriage, cried for 5 years. And I remember laying in my mom and dad's bed one night, in my bed at my mom and dad's house, because I lost everything, my $500,000 house, my cars, my 18-year marriage. People were talking about me like crazy. And I was laying in my bed one night and I said, God, take this pain away from me because I'm dying and my 2 kids need me to get up. There was nobody there, Chrisette, because people will ride with you as long as there's gas in the car. But that gas runs out. Where are they at?
Where they at?
Where they at?
And
And
help.
I'm laying in that bed and I said, God, get me up. And if you ever get me up and you ever give me a platform, I promise you I'll be raw, real. I'll be transparent. I'll tell everything. I will be a savage ninja, 1 foot in on the hood side of heaven and 1 on the holiness. And I will pull as many people up out of hell as I can.
Was that a prayer? How did that look?
Oh, it was me hurting so bad, Chrisette. Like literally embarrassed, mortified. Like a lot of people watching your podcast right now that are feeling like, man, I'm a single mama now. This was nowhere on my dream board. I am crippled in my feelings and my emotions. God can't love me because where was he?
Oh my, why would you say that?
Where's he at? Where's he at while I'm laying in my bed with the joints of my fingers aching with this heartbreak? Where's he at when I've gone and got more degrees than a thermometer and I still can't find a job to take care of my family? Where's he at? And that's what the enemy wants us to do, Chrisette. The enemy wants us to question God because the enemy cannot take you out, so he's trying to wear you out.
The
And he
enemy
does
can't
it.
take you out, so he's trying to wear you out.
He does it in our mind. He plays games on us. And he tells us you are too old. Ain't nobody gonna ever love you with your 5 kids from 5 different baby daddies. While you were looking for love in all the wrong places. You didn't want to be here. None of us want to be in that place.
Yeah.
A failure. Chrisette, none of us want to start over. None of us want to get a bad doctor's report. None of us want to see our child that we literally suffered and didn't go to college for because we got pregnant young, and then all of a sudden now they trifling and acting all up and in jail and just giving us pain. Nobody wants to be there.
Yeah.
But one thing I can promise you
Talk to me.
is if you will keep going. The Bible says in Romans 8:28 says that God is working all things together. And every season of your life is an all things.
Every season of your life is an all things.
It's part of your bestseller because you're going to get up.
I was going to ask you, is that in your book?
Yes.
You said that.
You got to get up's my book. In this book, I'm telling you, ain't nobody coming for you. People love you, but they don't know what to do.
Okay.
They ain't coming to help you. You got to get up. You got to pull your big old thick thigh and get up. Even if you're thick, Kim. Thick, you hear me? Celebrate my thick.
I love when you say that. It's funny every time.
Pull your thick thigh. Like you don't know. The Bible even says, he's a lamp unto my feet. He's a light unto my path. He didn't say he was going to give you a strobe light. What's faith? If you already knew where you were going. Your greatest life is after your failure. Your greatest life is literally before you. It ain't behind you. Nothing you've lost is greater than what's coming.
What was your 41st year like?
Whew. I was working at Bloomingdale's, making $13 an hour. Been there for 5 years. And something flipped at about 38 years. I'm driving in a knockoff Bentley. It's a 300 Chrysler.
I got it.
I ain't got no money. Couldn't buy cheese with my credit. Hated people. Hated people.
Oh, how many of them?
Hated people. All the people. And I am so mad at God because he's making me, like the reason I wear glasses because my eyebrows are not twins.
I'm done.
And I am literally having to put makeup on people every day. And it ain't MAC, it's Estee Lauder.
I'm done.
Yes, it's
The
like
boring
that
table.
old people makeup with youth do.
They have nice packaging.
They have beautiful, and I love their double wear.
It's
I mean,
pretty.
there's perks. But it was almost like God. Now I look back and I think about how cool he was, that if I would have been a Mac, I'd have been in trouble. Because all their creative people want Mac. I did not know what I was doing. So he had to let me with the more mature people that didn't need a whole lot of anything because they okay at 50. And so in that moment, I was learning how to love people. And girl, I fell so in love with people.
Wow.
45 minutes sitting there putting makeup on. And I didn't know what I was doing. So I was like telling them all, you don't even need no makeup, girl. Like God
do it.
I was like, God thought of everything when he was making you. Your cheekbones are just floating. Look at them things. Like God was bored on the day he was making you. He just gave you the perfect everything because I didn't know what I was doing. But by the time I got done in 45 minutes, they were walking out like they were like walking out of Vogue. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd built them up. And what God was doing was he was teaching me how to love because my next level was going to be loving people back to life. Wow. So he'll take your hell that you created. He'll take you knew that person wasn't supposed to be your man. You knew that woman. You knew it. And you never asked him. He was showing you red flags in that relationship. And you were like, oh, it's a carnival. You never even took the red flags and changed your mind. Now, he knew it was going to happen. So now he's using all those lessons.
Yeah.
And he's going to take it and let it be your free life college.
What does it mean to be sovereign? What are we talking about when we talk about a sovereign God?
Sovereign God is just knowing that, man, even when I can't place you, I trust you.
Even when I can't place you, God, I'll trust you anyway.
Yes.
Got it.
Because that Red Sea, he always going to come through, but it ain't never usually the way we want it. Like in Ephesians 3:20, it says he's going to do exceedingly abundantly more than we could ask or think.
Yeah.
That means we can't even fathom it, Chrisette.
Yeah. Could you think or ask for anything in those 5 years of tears?
Well, I mean, my first year, I prayed for God to kill him with a train every day.
Got it.
Kill
Me
him.
too. Me too, Kim.
Kill him with the train. Because I knew if a train killed him, ain't not the best healing pastor gonna bring him back to life.
Or can he die of COVID, please?
Yes! Cough on him. If
on
I
him.
get COVID, I know who I'm gonna cough on first.
He called me once that I have COVID. I said, yes.
Kill him!
Kill Tell him.
We all been there. And thank God, God's a big God. He's sitting back going, get it out of your system. Just get it out of your system because you know I ain't going to kill it.
I didn't know. I was waiting.
Girl, even when my daddy was dying,
Mm-hmm.
like 4 years ago, I mean, I'm preaching. I'm a pastor, devastated. And I knew God was going to heal my daddy. I knew it because I like letting everybody see him on this journey, dementia journey. I knew one day he was going to wake up and see his knockoff Crocs on his feet and be so mad at my mother that she couldn't get him the real Crocs. Like I just knew he was going to be healed. And when he was dying, I even leaned over my daddy. And I said, Daddy, I said, you gotta live, man. You young, you 72, you still got a life. And then I said, God, why can't you take my eggs instead of my daddy? And I remember God was like, you still got some healing to do.
Wow.
Like, girl, bye.
So
like,
if you-
I'm a sovereign God.
Uh-huh.
Your daddy's ready, but your ex ain't.
Right. Got it.
And even in those moments,
Yeah.
he still like got a sense of humor with you. And he's like, girl, your daddy's ready.
Mm-hmm.
So even in those moments of, man, I'm losing my ever-loving mind.
Mm-hmm.
And you say stupid stuff like that, because we all do.
Mm-hmm.
He's up in heaven saying, girl, go take several seats, sit your hips down.
Mm-hmm.
I got this. That's the sovereign God. Sovereign God is like, you can preach a conference and 20,000 people get to set free and still in your quiet time be fighting with me and I still got you.
Mm.
That's a sovereign God.
How many times have you been married?
Why you gonna go here?
I'm sorry.
3.
Because I heard you say that on stage, and I was like, nuh-uh.
Can you believe that?
Mm-mm.
I mean, nobody, you gotta understand something. Nobody in my family's ever been divorced.
I heard you.
So at 18 years old, I hated this religion. I
Mm.
never talked about the first one because I was so embarrassed. It lasted, my mother says the marriage lasted longer than the wedding. I mean, the wedding lasted longer than the marriage.
Mm.
I was 18, ran away, wanted to get away from the religion, thought I was going to be a missionary in Tepic, Mexico.
And where?
Tepic.
Tepic.
I get to Tepic and I'm like, help! And
You
they're like,
went to this place?
Girl, listen, I married this missionary thinking I was going to be a pastor's wife. And
Got it.
I got this. I get there and about die.
Mm.
But I can't even, if I passed this dude on the street, I wouldn't even know what he looked like.
Now. Okay.
Because it was so quick. It was just one of those runaway, try to escape. So I never talked about it until 2 years ago. And God was like, you do know that there's a whole lot of people in the church world that have been married like you. And nobody's talking about it. And they won't let me use them because they think that their past has disqualified them. But what I've done in your life is proof that I love to use people with the worst past to create the best futures.
I love to use, oh God.
Because we've all done it.
Woo.
And church tells you can't, but God says you can.
Mm.
Every single thing I went through was part of the message. So when
I'm
I
gonna
told
stop repeating everything
Look,
you say.
girl, I get hives every time I talk.
Okay, you too. Okay. Everything I put you through was a part of the message.
Yeah. And so if we don't talk about it, we don't talk about it because we care what them and they think.
Mm-hmm.
And them and they that are talking about you are free PR.
Mm-hmm.
They're your free publicity. They're on your payroll and you ain't even having to pay them. Every time they talk about you, they're letting other people find out who you are and you're getting more leveling up. God's using you more. That's why transparency. Girl, when I told that story 2 years ago, because I put it in all my books.
Okay.
From the very beginning, beautifully
I heard
broken.
It when you said it. Beautifully broken.
Beautifully
It's in
broken,
there.
I put it in there.
Okay.
I put it in there. Then I was married to my son's father, which I met at Bible school, and left Bible school because I went to Bible school, Royal Harvest Bible School with Pastor Rod Parsley.
Wow, so cool.
Listen,
Yeah.
I went there to heal from that first one.
Mm-hmm.
My mom and daddy sent me there and said, girl, if anybody can scare the hell out of you,
Mm-hmm.
the hell,
Mm-hmm. I heard that's the key word. Hell.
it's going to be Pastor Rod Parsley. Well, I wasn't scared of him either.
What?
We're coming home from Israel. I'm
Not
singing.
Israel,
Yes,
yes.
I was in the holy world, the holy nation. And Pastor Rod Parsley looks at me and he said, I see you looking at that piano, boy. I will not bless that marriage.
Not an impersonation.
Yeah. But I got home from Israel, 14-hour flight. I packed my Yugo and moved to Atlanta and married him.
Crazy.
Yes. Crazy. I moved to Atlanta, I married him, and we lasted 18 years. So the reason it's better, and even my last one, I'd still be married to him. I am really loyal.
I'm done.
Listen, I am so loyal.
I'm leaving right now.
I would still be married to him.
Kim, you're not loyal.
Hey, and you know what? Listen to me, Chrisette, last year. It was like when I really started talking about it publicly, because, the church comes at you.
That's what attracted me to you, just so you know.
I'm so thankful. Because, girl, I have sweated in a lot of interviews. But I was laying in my prayer closet one day. I was like, God, man, this is so embarrassing. It looks like, because I would judge me. The old me would judge me.
Wait, who would judge? Which person?
The old one. Even the one that had made all those mistakes, but never allowed myself to experience the grace of God and thought I was higher than anybody else. Not talking about all my skeletons in my closet. I would have judged me, because that's what we do as people. We look at someone's life and be like, girl, you've been married 3 times. You have blah, blah, blah. I mean, all you gotta do is Google, right? But last year when I was in my prayer closet, I was like, God, why am I here? I was turning 50. It was near my 50th birthday.
Okay, I'm listening, because I didn't do the 50 part.
I'm 51.
Right now. Today.
Yes. But walking into 50, it is a girl. I no birthday ever fazed me, but 50's fazed me.
Okay. Because
it's like you've lived more of your life than you're going to live.
Okay, so it was a number thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like 50 came and a dog.
And white people melt.
I'm done.
Okay, black don't crack.
I'm leaving right now.
Listen.
You are not melting in the name of Jesus.
Listen.
I don't see you melting.
And
you are gorgeous.
Oh, it hit me though. It just hit me. And I started having to reflect. Chrisette, I was like, man, I've been married 3 times. Here I am still single going into 50. And I've got 6 months until my 50th birthday. This is when I was having my little talk with Jesus. I don't want to be single forever. Obviously, I'm a glutton for relationships, and I just keep picking clowns. I keep picking Build-A-Bears.
I'm done.
And I had to literally, I remember laying in my bed one night, and it was like, God,
wait.
Look, I'm trying to go on, and she's still crying.
You picked up Build-A-Bear.
I always did.
These are how her sermons are. You have to go to church with her.
They are.
It's like, she's preaching and you're on the floor.
Because there's deliverance and healing.
There is, and in laughter.
And laughter.
So you're picking Build-A-Bears and
and because I need to be needed. It's like,
okay.
I needed to feel, that was my validation. Chrisette was like, they need me more than I need them.
Yeah, got it.
And so I'm laying in bed, and it was like, all of a sudden it hit me. Well, it's not that I can't get the men.
Got it.
So there's something good.
Right, something good's going on.
Because at least I can get them. Some people can't get one. And I was like, at least I can get them.
Yeah.
I just can't keep them. And so.
Was that a reflection of you or them?
Yes. It was a reflection of me, because you attract what you are and not what you want. So I can preach all about it, but I can't even walk what I'm preaching. This is what God was showing me. You never allowed yourself to heal from the guilt. And how can I give you what you deserve if you don't feel worthy of it? You don't feel worthy of this phenomenal man that's going to love your lights out. That ain't going to be jealous of you. That
love your life.
Yes. Gonna be your escape and not your duty. You know what I'm saying?
I laugh when I'm sad. Which is why I love you, because I can be sad and hysterical.
Girl, I be crying laughing.
Okay. Love your lights out. I'm not worthy.
No.
Guilt. I have a question. Whew. Oh, I almost hate that word.
I know it.
Okay, because it feels like accusation.
Yeah.
From the devil.
Yeah, because it is.
Okay, got it.
And he uses his little imps, his people.
Okay. I've heard you say that before.
He does. He uses people. Especially if you're a people pleaser and need people validation.
Please read Harriet Breaker's The Disease to Please.
What is it?
Harriet Breaker, The Disease to Please.
Harriet Breaker, I'm going to read that myself. And all y'all too.
In one day, in 8 hours, I read it. Guilt, because this is my question. There's this thing called transition.
Yes.
And my question is, if you get over the guilt, is that the beginning of transitioning?
So 6 figures in a day, yes, it's here, right? Now this is a real live screenshot that I personally did in my account. Now I do this live with my people meaning in my Discord that I have. And guess what? I'm not the only one making this type of money. As you see, there are people making 2, 3, 4, 500% with me, right? And what I want you to know is that this is not something that is foreign. It can be done and replicated, not just by me or a couple people who know what I know. I can teach it to you. So you want to learn what we know, you want to do what we do. I do this live. So I can't even fake it. I do it live every day that the market is open. Come join me. I got you.
Heck yeah.
Ooh.
It's almost like the caterpillar
Mm-hmm.
in the cocoon.
Mm-hmm.
That guilt is the cocoon.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody around because that caterpillar is in the shell. It moves like this.
Yeah.
Slimy, ugly, all by itself. Guilt is you isolate, you lie. Guilt makes you lie.
Mm-hmm.
Guilt
Why?
makes you try to buy hair mail bags and the Birkin bags and get the BBLs, and which is all fantastic. Do what you need.
Mm-hmm.
But if we don't get that heart right and let ourselves fall in love with who we are, that is no surprise to God.
I had the Hermes bag, 2 of them, and the BBL in my guilt trip.
See?
In my guilt trip.
But look how fabulous you are. Now you're going to be like, boom, shakalaka, in your healing state. You're going
And
to
my
walk in a room.
healed BBL.
Shoot, in your it gonna just move different in your healing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's good. In my heel, BBL.
Baby.
Don't play with me.
You gonna
The
walk in a room
BBL
with that
is heel.
BBL just gonna be shifted. Just
Boom. Boom. This is your congregation. When I'm watching, tell your cameraman, when I see those pink and green and orange suits, hands fly up, I'm next time I say, Hill, BBL, and a Hermes bag. What you gonna do?
because, honey, the Bible says the wealth of the wicked is ours anyway, so we're supposed to be dripping.
Oh, okay. Because you
Okay.
be dripping every Sunday.
We're supposed to be. And so it's not like he knew we were gonna get the BBL. Like, I ain't got one, but
Did
I
he know?
need a
Because it
BBL.
hurt.
And you gotta lay on your stomach. That's why I ain't got one.
Child, I was laying on the side, my stomach.
Man, I would go nuts.
It hurt.
But it sure is pretty when it heals.
Child.
And imagine with a good heart. Imagine coming out of that guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine, because guilt is
Mm-hmm.
allowing the pain that probably wasn't your fault
Mm.
make you bleed on people that didn't cut you.
Mm.
And so the healing is our responsibility.
Mm.
And when we get healed, we ain't thinking about that person that's driving us nuts every day.
Mm.
But then you come into that beautiful butterfly.
Mm.
It's like healing is, I can't fly yet. This is a caterpillar. I can't fly yet, but I refuse to crawl. So I'm
And you're hanging on by a
man.
twig.
You feel discombobulated in your healing. You feel foreign in your healing. You feel, because you can't, you don't even want to hang out with the same people you were hanging out with.
Yeah.
So you're kind of in this place of, I'm still showing up to places that I've always showed up to, but I feel like I'm alone in these places.
Do you look different?
You look different. You start to really look different.
Mm-hmm.
Like I glowed up in the last, when I really, because even remember 49.
I saw your first interview with your weave. I was like, Sis.
Now I did look like white chicks the first few months.
I don't know if I'm going to speak to you anymore.
I was looking at myself
I don't know if I'm ever
nobody
speaking
gonna
to
tell
you
me I look like white
I
chicks.
lost it.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me.
You want to know exactly what I thought? This is her soft era.
Come on, baby.
Go get it.
Come
Like, you know,
on.
when you see your sis on TV, on YouTube, you're like, yeah, you know, she can't hear you. Go. I'm in
I
this.
got your back,
I
boo.
don't care. What?
Fix your weave.
No.
Just slide it.
It
Slide.
was perfect.
You
Stop
got it. You
playing
got
with me.
it.
Oh my God. I was so excited when I saw you.
Man.
I'm sorry, it's gonna tear me up. But you my girl. You my girl in my
Listen.
head. Like I met you once.
But it did feel like
I loved you
Chrisette,
at
it
the
was
moment.
like we were family. It
I
really
held
was.
you. Everybody knows I don't touch people.
You
I
don't?
don't touch people.
Why?
I'm bipolar.
Let's break this down.
I ran to you. Was like, this is we're backstage at a Skittles event.
Yeah.
Everybody has on pink. You
Yeah.
had on pink.
I did.
I had on teal because I'm
Because you're
rebellious.
fabulous.
Rebellious.
But it was a teal that went with the pink.
It was a girl.
I saw
teal.
you.
Yeah.
And I think you had some flowers or something.
Yes, I had pink flowers.
You were fierce.
Shout out to Tip. She put the flowers in my hair after she did my makeup. But I saw you and I was like, that's freaking Kim.
Oh.
And I'm on the other side of the room like. And so I literally saunter and I tell Skittles, I'm like, you have Kim here? She was like, you want me to introduce you? I was like, you know.
Chrisette!
Let me tell you something right now. I got married in Vegas. Typical R&B girl behavior. Okay? Walk
Come
down,
on, baby.
Walk down the aisle of Caesar's
Did
Palace.
Elvis marry you?
Might as well have. Some guy I had just met that day.
I love these stories.
I'm like, babe, let's get married, right? I have my beautiful Carol
How long y'all
assistant.
dated?
Since I was 18.
What?
He sued me. I sued him along the path. And after the suing happened, and after the story happened, and after the record deal happened, and after so much happened, okay, we find each other again. I sent him an email. I'm like, thank you for everything you've done, because without you, I wouldn't be here.
Come on.
Right? Whatever the pain was, without you, I wouldn't be here. We get together. 7 days later, I'm engaged. 21
What?
days later, my bipolar asks him, can we get married today? Right? And we do. I'm in Vegas, walk down the aisle, divorced 2 years later.
Y'all made it 2 years though. Okay. I mean, perspective.
Perspective is
You made
everything.
it 2 years.
In 2 years, I got the 2 Hermes bags and the BBL that you mentioned.
Okay.
I don't know if you were in my closet,
Come on.
but I went into my closet, shaved my head, and held my Bible out. And I was like, I need you to show me you in these pages.
You hit rock bottom and found out who the rock is at the bottom, which
Yeah.
is Jesus.
Yeah. Psalms 91 vibes.
Come on.
Psalms 91
He
got
will
me through.
protect you.
Okay? There were Hermes bags above my head in the closet and like all these cool Balmain dresses over my head in
Come
the
on.
closet. And I'm looking on at all these shoes in the closet. And I was wearing yoga pants with the Bible
But
out.
still looking fine.
I don't know. This is why I was in the closet.
Man.
And so when people like you, and there's only one you, but when people who pull people like me out of the
Come on,
closet, you give them freaking flowers.
Yeah.
You say, can you come to my first podcast thing? I don't know what I'm doing.
Killing it.
But if you freaking show up, this is crazy to me.
Gosh.
And so you hear you tell your stories, and it makes me get up.
Yes, and you got to tell them. You got to tell it all. Like, you got to tell it all. Because God trusted you with that. God trusted you with that closet. God trusted you with that 2 years marriage. God trusted y'all with your trauma bond.
Okay.
Because he knew that you were going to, he knew. You know the story of Job?
Yeah, of course.
The story of Job, this man literally, the devil didn't seek him out.
Mm-hmm. You didn't?
No. God was like, why don't you take Job?
Right.
Why don't you go attack Job? Now, you can't kill him,
Mm-hmm.
but you can afflict him. Because I know Job he is savage. He is a ninja.
Mm-hmm.
He is never going to turn his back on me.
Mm-hmm.
And so he allowed him to lose his family. He allowed him to lose. He was the wealthiest man of that time. Lose
Wait,
all
was
his
he?
money.
He was the wealthiest man?
Yes.
I didn't realize
He
that.
was a boss.
I didn't realize that.
He lost all his kids. He lost all his money. He lost everything. All his friends were saying, why don't you curse God and die? He was in his closet, literally with all of this stuff going bye-bye that he had. And he said, I will not curse God and die. And God said, I know you won't. So it tells me, Chrisette, that God knew that you were going to go to Vegas.
Mhm.
The enemy sent for evil. God was like, I'm going to shift this thing for a bestseller.
Yeah.
She got to be in that closet because a closet is where the anointing comes.
It kept coming from the top of the
Yes.
ceiling. It's like pouring out of the bag.
This is why you're doing the podcast.
Jesus.
This is why you're Chrisette. This is why you can get on your IGs and sit there and look in that camera and oil just ooze from you and you don't even know it.
I don't.
Yeah, which is fabulous. You should never know it. Because as long as you don't know it, you always going to put God in it. And it's going to always change the game.
Teach us about that. If you don't know that the oil is pouring, you'll always say, help me.
Yes, if you don't always, like you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh.
When you don't know what you're doing.
You don't know what you're doing?
Heck no, I never know what I'm doing. But I need Jesus because of that. Like Chrisette, you remember distinctly. Now when you're healed, the story is told different. That's why you're telling the story differently, because you're healed.
Got it.
But when you are walking through something you don't understand, it's your Job season. But one thing that we are sitting on this couch telling you is that you may not know what you're doing, but your Job season's coming, which means you're going to get double for your trouble. God's going to give you back everything just like he did Job. And that's what he's doing in your life right now.
No one talks about that part of Job. What happens at the end?
He gets everything back. He gets double.
I don't think I realized that happens.
Double.
Oh.
That God don't enter the deficit. God ain't gonna wreck his reputation on us. Because we out here in the forefront.
Why don't they talk about, I'm sorry. I know you got like, she's on a book tour. Like she's moving and shaking.
I love this though.
What happens at the end of the Job story? He gets double. Is that when they say?
He gets everything back. He gets so much more back. This is how God works. Chrisette, you getting on this is why I always tell all y'all watching this today, you don't never gonna know what you're doing.
Okay.
But you still gotta put feet to your faith and do it, because when you put yourself out in the forefront and your heart is right and you're doing it because you wanna love people back to life and give them hope from your story, God is not gonna wreck his reputation on you. So when we doing what we doing right now, neither one of us know what we're doing. I was in special ed my whole life. I still don't know where commas go. You hear me? You got to read all my statuses. Like, what's she trying to say? I'm like, get in the Holy Ghost and interpret it. But I read 5 bestsellers. Come on here. Still don't know what I'm doing.
What you thought?
Listen.
Okay.
But it's because I do it scared. You're doing this scared, Chrisette.
I said, what do I wear when Kim comes? I said, I think she'll like my lace pants, but she's holy.
Now, I'm kind of holy. I got a whole cat suit on. I'm fine, okay? I'm still going to be like, God made women beautiful and soft. And I found that.
Tell us about your newest book.
It's called You Gotta Get Up. And it literally, y'all, when I tell you, it's got Job, it's got Jonah. Jonah was told, all the best people were the craziest that we reading about. Jonah was told to go to Nineveh. He like, let them die. Let them die. I'm not going to let them die. Like, all y'all right now praying for your ex, let them die. And God's like, oh, Jonah.
Get off the boat.
Yes, he's like, oh, Jonah. Then he said, fish, go follow Jonah. He going to need transportation back to where I told him to be in the first place. This is how God rolls. And all throughout this book, I talk about this. Okay. Every single chapter is a storyline to tell you it ain't shocking God. Where you are, the day you were born, you came out of your mama, the doctors heard, wah! But hell, hell heard purpose, destiny, a game changer, a crazy. She gonna go from hood to holy. She gonna go from ratchet to righteous. She gonna still be on the south side of heaven, but she gonna be winning some people to Jesus.
She gonna show up.
She gonna show up.
I love it.
And not know what she gonna write them books. And she gonna let editors put it all together.
Amen. That's what I'm in the process of right now. I keep saying to my editor, I'm sorry, I'm sending this now.
No, don't you ever be sorry. Send that editor, because I believe, here's what God does. And all of you listening today, God is working all things, remember, together. He's gonna bring the right people in your life to bring the vision. He gonna paint that picture, baby. He gonna bring the right team. And it's when you stop doubting yourself that he can do that.
Yeah.
He's the I'm in our impossible. But we gotta by moving our big old thick leg and do it scared.
Yeah.
And I believe that's what this year is all about. I believe 2024 is a year of elevation. It's a year of watching miracle signs and wonders. Can't happen if you don't move.
Yeah. I got to tell you the truth, and then I have one more question. I didn't know how I was going to get a team. I didn't know how those Instagram posts, I was like, why do you have me saying this?
Come on.
And I just kept writing and writing and writing in my computer. I'm like, Lord, what is this for?
Yeah.
And I wrote like 50 speeches, and I'm like, when are you gonna have me say these? And I'm walking back and forth down my kitchen, back and forth in my studio apartment.
Man.
And reciting these speeches and saying them like there's an audience, and then getting on my knees like, did you like that, God? Is that how you wanted it to go? Nobody there. Alone. I guess this is called the closet. And you get to this part where perhaps it's time to start saying them. Oh my God.
I know it.
And you say, can there be cameras, Lord? Is that okay? Do you want this on a microphone?
He's like, heck yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know that.
But why would he want you to keep it in your closet?
I don't know.
He's given you, I keep telling people this all the time, Chrisette, you've got a free Oprah right in your closet with a camera.
Mm-hmm. A free Oprah right in your closet.
Like you ain't got to pay millions of dollars for no airtime.
Yeah. God's,
You just do it, he endorses it.
He that's what he's doing. So he's like handing me one person, one thing at a time. And I'm saying, are you kidding? And you, when that happens, you say yes. Because I was saying no for years. I hear you fully. Like, I was like, absolutely not. You know, like that. And then I would almost die.
Come on.
Like this close.
Yeah.
And then the next thing would come and I'd be like, I died. I'm invincible almost. No. Still. For years.
Yes.
Thank you for your surrender. Thank you for your yes. Thank you for being here for women who are transitioning, figuring it out. Girl, you have to.
Yeah.
Get up.
You gotta get up. You gotta get up. I'm sitting on this couch today with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally just turned 51 in August.
Mm-hmm. Happy birthday.
And I'm living my best life. 36, I thought my life was over. 42, wrote my first book. 46,
42.
started my podcast.
Got it.
48, took over Limitless Church, which was my father's church that did not believe in women
Oh,
pastors.
so that was your dad's church?
Yes.
Okay.
First woman in my family pastoring. Killing it. God is endorsing it. Your fruit will outlive their lies.
I'm staring. I'm sorry.
That's what he's showing us. And here I am at 51 years old, in love, great person. My kids are doing great.
How many kids do you have?
2.
Boys, girls?
2 boys.
Beautiful.
They both work with me at Limitless in
Wow.
Fayetteville, Georgia. If I were in Atlanta, come to Fayetteville and see us in Georgia.
Thank you.
And I'm proof to every person watching today. It doesn't matter if you've been married 6 times. The woman at the well, she's married 5 times.
He did ask her about that.
Sitting at the well.
Yeah.
He comes up and says, give me water. You know, she got a sassy mouth.
Do you think so?
What?
I thought she was like,
No. Honey, I literally was sassy. That's why I was divorced.
So that's how you know. I was divorced.
I was like, get your own water. You got your own feet.
What happens?
You know, she said that, boy, get your own water.
Yeah.
And he said, no, if you knew who I was.
You knew who I was.
He said, in fact, where's your husband? She said, I ain't got one. He said, I know. You got 5.
Yeah.
You ran off with your mouth.
That's what you say. That's what you feel.
Oh, I feel like for me, I come from where I was from.
Got
And
it.
I told my baby daddy 18 years, I don't need no man. Because I was afraid if he knew I needed him, he would leave. And one day I woke up and I didn't have one. I was like, what happened? You don't need no man. And God got my mouth. He said, you gotta realize that you give life, Kim. And I need you to fix your mouth. I need you to get it together so that you can be literally an alpha female, but still be soft. You can still be a millionaire and still be soft. You can still be the wind in someone's sail, the president of their fan club. They're escaping, not their duty, and still be soft. That woman at the well was delivered that day because she didn't know she needed to meet the 7th man, which was Jesus. And somebody watching this today, God said, I don't care what your past looks like. You're going to be able to reach so many people. I'm turning your scars into stars. Your pain into a pulpit. And you have no idea what I can do. I will do more in your life in the amount of years you got left than you could have ever done getting yourself together at 18, 19, 20, 30. I will give you all the years I will bless you abundantly. I will give you the Amos 9:13. It says it won't be long now. God's decree said things are about to happen so fast. Your head is about to spin. Blessing upon blessing, you can't keep up.
Amos is a book in the Bible?
Yes.
Forgot
Amos
about
9:13, girl. That is the best scripture. Straight out of the Thug version.
Oh!
The Message. I walk by the mirror and say, hello, head spinning.
The Thug version?
The Thug version. Message. If y'all don't understand the Bible, just read the Message version. It is thug.
I love it.
I can see Jesus like throwing hands. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. How do you feel about the Passion?
I love
version?
the Passion because me and you're passionate.
Okay.
Me and you're kind of like, makes us feel good. I love the Passion version too.
Okay. 'Cause
But I
sometimes
preach out of the
people
NLT,
Okay, you preach out of the NLT.
New Living Translation.
You hang out with the Message version,
yeah.
and you love to sit with the like just to hear it even on the audiobook. People always ask me about what Bible I read, what version. That's a big question.
And you know what? For everybody listening today, you can go download the YouVersion app. YouVersion. There's a dude, especially if you're single. Y'all, get you 18 pillows. Wrap them around you in that bed. Turn on the New Living Translation or the Amplified or the Passion version and put a man's voice on. And cuddle up to them pillows. Blessed is a man who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. All of a sudden, you're and it's showing you if they can't pray, they can't stay. And it's like getting you ready for your next. It reads to you and you do it while you're sleeping. Your spirit man's still awake.
Thank you. I think that's how we close.
Yeah.
Lay down next to your word, wrapped in 18 blankets, and listen to a man read the Bible. If he can't pray, he can't stay.
He better know Jesus. You better get rid of them
Bars.
clowns. 'Cause
Bars. Get rid of the guilt.
Get rid of the guilt. That's what I love about this podcast.
Yeah.
Get rid of the guilt.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me
I
today.
love you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
How old are you?
41, I turn tomorrow.
What?
Tomorrow.
Happy birthday to you.
You're like my present.
Happy birthday. Something about 40s, huh?
That's why actually you said 41. I was like, oh,
But you wait till you hit 50. This girl is on fire. That's you, baby.
amen.
You killing it. I'm so
Amen.
proud of you.
Thank you. I love you so much, Kim.
I love you too. And I'm cheering you on. I am cheering you on.
You told me the day you met me. Told me that the day you met me. And I decided that you meant it. I decided you meant it. Because sometimes when someone loves you, you say it. They don't really mean that. I decided you meant it. When I met you in Skittles, I was like, women love each other.
Yes.
I was freaked out.
And I love that about you because you can tell you a girl's girl.
I love women.
Me too, man.
But I'm so afraid of them sometimes. That's why this pillow's here, just in case I'm scared. It's like, it's keeping an eye out. It's keeping an eye out. Like,
I love that.
I'm petrified of women.
You know what? When I met you for the first time, like I guess you kept showing up in my Explore page.
Really?
Because I was like, man, I totally knew who you were. I was totally following you. And, or I thought I was. I guess you were showing up in my Explore page. But it was almost like God said, you need Chrisette in your life. Wow. Like I followed you for sure that day and put you in my favorites. Wow. Because I guess it was like God kept just showing you in my Explore page. And so don't ignore that Explore page. When someone keeps showing up, it could be God divinely connecting. And
I wasn't afraid of that. You and Skittles, my pod manager, Sean Anthony, was like, you're going to this party and I'm not coming with you. And I was like, you're not coming with me.
Did you go by yourself?
I went by myself.
No.
I went with Tiara. Tiara came with me.
Okay.
But to that party, I was petrified because I didn't know if everybody was going to be nice.
Well, because it's weird. Those kind of events are weird.
Okay.
Like, I'd rather put needles in my eyes than be in the green room with some of those people, okay? But that's why you and I have to be in those rooms. Because it is necessary for us to walk in those rooms and help the scared me and you back in the day.
So you were scared when you met me?
Oh, no. But like when I used to walk in those rooms.
I was
now
petrified
I'm
when I met
old.
you.
I mean, now I'm just like, I am the queen. I am the auntie.
Yeah, you were.
You know? Like
You were
when I
like,
walk
are you
in-
kidding me, girl? You're the bomb. I was like, I am. You were like, you got this. You're going to be. I was like, I am. And you were like, come here, girl. And you hugged me. I don't touch people.
You hug me.
I love you. I'm
I
leaving.
love you too.
Put these
Okay,
away.
okay, okay.
This is your bed.